In this video, we're going to answer a simple but fascinating question. Which nations are gaining relevance in the world of darts? With Q School just wrapped up, we now have all 128 PDC Tour Card holders for the 2025 season. So let's break down how many players each country has and discover which nations are leading the charge in developing the sport of darts. Let's start with the nations outside Europe. We have Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the USA. If we add up the tour cards held by these nations, we get a total of 6 cards, which is about 4.5% of the total. Considering how large these countries are, it's clear how challenging it is for players outside Europe to compete permanently in the PDC. For those who earn a tour card, staying competitive often requires relocating to Europe, and very few players are willing or able to take that step. In this group, only Jim Long has taken the card this year. The current card holders are either in the top 64 or in their second year of holding a tour card. Additionally, Australia now has just one tour card holder, as Simon Whitlock lost his card after so many years of being a regular on the circuit. If we also consider that, despite the popularity of darts in Asia, there isn't a single tour card holder from the region, it becomes clear that while the global game is growing, as seen in the well-organized local circuits run by the PDC, in the World Series and in the World Championship, very few players are currently ready to take the leap and relocate to Europe to compete at the highest level. Let's shift our focus to Europe and talk about the challenges faced by the southern regions. Croatia, France, Italy, and Portugal together account for just 4 tour cards, which is 3% of the total. For a few years now, there hasn't even been a Spanish tour card holder, despite Spain having produced a fair number of good players in the past. In these countries, the culture of darts is still not deeply rooted. It is definitely expanding, but it will take time. There have been some positive signs like De Souza's victories, Tricol's consistency, or Italy's strong performance at the World Cup of Darts with the pairing led by Torretta. However, these are more the result of individual achievements rather than a sign of broader growth within the sport. We move to Northern Europe, where we encounter some of the first surprises. If we add up the tour cards from the Czech Republic, Denmark, Latvia, Poland, and Sweden, we reach a total of 11, almost 9% of the total. An excellent result, with no fewer than 6 tour cards earned this year alone through Q School and development tours. Poland, which has had Ratajski as its symbol for years, now boasts 4 tour card holders, with the arrivals of Bielecki and Konik. Sweden follows closely, with De Graaf now joined by Lukasic and Tingström. Norway sees the addition of Kåre Dekker, bringing its total to 2, while we also have 2 regulars like Latvia's Razma and the Czech Republic's Sedlacek. However, the Czech Republic loses Gaules. It's safe to say that the PDC Nordic and Baltic Tour is bearing fruit. The push from the north is strong, and it certainly won't stop here. From surprises to certainties, let's take a brief look at the nations that consistently bring a significant number of players to the circuit, including many champions. We're talking about Austria, Belgium, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Of course, we have the nations of the United Kingdom, where darts was born, alongside Belgium, which has been producing top players for years, and Austria, led by Solovic and the Rodriguez family. Belgium, in particular, is growing rapidly. A few years ago, it was mainly the Huybrechts brothers and then Van den Berg. But now more and more Belgian players are breaking into the circuit, such as Mike de Dekker. The UK nations remain steady in numbers, no sudden growth, but they are where champions most often emerge. Think of Wright and Anderson for Scotland, or Price and Clayton for Wales. We're talking about the elite of the game. As for Austria, excluding the aforementioned top players, the country boasts some strong players who are active in non-professional circuits, but they have yet to make a significant impact on the PDC stage. Let's move on to the real surprise, or rather, the nation that, through careful planning and hard work, is securing a prominent place on the PDC scene. Germany. This year, Germany boasts no fewer than 12 tour card holders, accounting for around 9.5% of the total and doubling last year's tally of 6. It's no secret that darts have skyrocketed in popularity in Germany over the past few years. In fact, when the PDC looks for venues outside the United Kingdom, Germany is often the top choice. Among the tour card holders are established players like Schindler, Clemens, Hempel, and Pietreczko, alongside the great return of Max Hopp, a former youth champion. Adding to this are promising young talents such as Springer, Goddard, and Grealish. It's safe to say that any nation aiming to grow in the darts world should take inspiration from Germany. And who knows how far they can go if this incredible growth continues. We're close to the top, and in second place we find none other than the Netherlands. In sports, it's often said that champions can drive an entire movement. Sometimes, all it takes is one star to significantly boost a sport's development. With Van Barneveld leading the way initially, and then Van Gerwen taking the spotlight, it created a massive surge for the entire Dutch darts movement. For years now, the Netherlands has been the undeniable second force in the darts world, consistently producing a wave of talented players. This year, the country boasts an impressive 21 tour card holders, 16% of the total. Behind Van Gerwen, there are many excellent players, including Noppert, Wessel Nijman, Van Duijvenbode, and Van Veen. However, the next true superstar is still missing. Given how popular darts has become in the Dutch nation, it seems only a matter of time before the next dominant champion emerges. We've reached the end, and in first place we find England. I don't think anyone will be surprised. It's the nation where the game was born, with millions of fans, so it's a logical outcome. This year, England boasts 44 tour cards, making up 34% of the total. It's a high number, but as darts continues to grow in popularity worldwide, England's dominance is gradually decreasing. If we look at the top positions in the rankings from 2010 to today, we can see how the number of English flags in the top 32 has steadily declined year after year. It's not that the level of English players is dropping, but rather that the level in other nations is rising as the game spreads globally. When it comes to producing champions, though, England still delivers. From the phenomenon Littler to Humphreys, Smith, and the GOAT Taylor, the country is spoilt for choice. Will we ever see another nation with more tour cards than England? It's hard to say, but there's no doubt that the PDC has paved the way for the globalization of darts. To summarize, we can say that the United Kingdom still reigns supreme in the game of darts, followed by the Netherlands. However, there's a noticeable surge in competitiveness in Northern Europe, particularly in Germany and the Baltic countries, reflected in the increasing number of tour cards. Southern European nations are still struggling, while in non-European countries, the level of play is solid, but logistical challenges make it difficult to compete regularly in Europe. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know in the comments which nation you think will experience the most growth in the coming years.